So training is very important for an organization because until unless an organization goes for training session and training program, the organization cannot develop. As employees are also not getting any new information, they are not, getting any new knowledge. Then how they will be developing themselves? How they will be growing? Moving to the next. Now this is a gap concept. Now this gap concept help us to know about the actual need of training, whether training is being required or not. This gap is a concept which tells us that at what time period, at what specific time training is being required. Because if you are not training your employees time to time, then don't think that your performances of your employee will be improving. With this gap curve, I have tried to make, little bit more clear about the need of training, that when it is being felt and how we should work with that. So this is the gap curve which is showing expected curve. Light green curve is our expected curve, that what we expected. Dark green curve is our actual curve, what we actually achieved. Or we can say this was light green curve was our expected performance, and dark green curve is our actual performance. On the two axes, on one we are measuring performance and result, and on the other one we are measuring time. Now in training terms, this means we need to develop programs to fill the gap. Making the chart more clear to you, expected performance was production of 1000 cars. Actual performance was production of 800 cars. Now there was a gap of 200 cars between expected and actual result. So now the need is to study that why this gap has been arised. What is the problem like? Why this gap has been arised? Why not we are able to meet our expected performance? What we have expected, what we have decided. So training will help us to fill this gap of 200 cars and to meet our expected results, what we expected achieved and what we actually achieved must be same. Because if it is not same, then the gap shows that there is some problem within the organization. Now, how that problem should be removed. Now, this is the gap, and this curve has, I think, clearly tell us about the need of training. Now, coming to the main topic, what is training? What is training? So, training is a systematic process through which an organization's human resources gain knowledge and develop skills by instruction and practical activities that result in improved corporate performance. This is what is training. Training is basically a systematic process. It goes on step by step. If you feel like that I can go for, randomly for a training process, it's not possible. Training is a systematic process and it has interlinked steps which are, linked with each other. And in this manner, that process moves straightforward. But you cannot, go for any training program or any training process without adopting a systematic step-by-step process. That will be a little bit difficult. So this is what is training, and the purpose of training has been also a little bit clear made in this definition, that human resource gain knowledge and develop skills. Yes. Human resource gain knowledge. They have, new knowledge about new techniques, new technologies, and develop skills. Yes, they also develop skills. They are now more skillful. And how they develop skills? By instruction and practical activities. What? Because training always doesn't mean that an instructor come or a trainer come, he gives instruction. No. Simultaneously, what we are having? We are also asking them to do various activities which are required to make the concept more clear. And overall, it results in improved corporate performance. The overall performance of the organization or employee improves because now he is a skilled and trained employee. And earlier, he was lacking those skills and knowledge which were required to perform that particular task. So this is what is training. And we must, very clearly make the concept of training clear, because when the concepts are clear, then only you will be able to apply or implement them. Until unless the basic concepts are not clear to you, then it is very difficult for you to apply any, process or any, we can say function. And moving to the next slide. Now, this is a difference. This is a basic difference. There are n number of difference between training and development, but I have taken this is a very basic difference. We should make the things clear that what is training and what is development. Otherwise, there are n number of differences between the two, training and development. But this is we can say an effort to make a basic difference clear between the two. Now, training is short-term, task-oriented, and targeted on achieving a change of attitude, skills, and knowledge in a specific area. It is usually job related. So these are basically all the main characteristics of training. That it is short term, it is task oriented, and the target of training is to achieve a change of attitude, skills, and knowledge in a specific area, in a particular area. It is usually job related, means it is usually attached to a specific job or task. It is not applicable everywhere that if you have trained your employee, then he can implement or apply that updated knowledge or skill anywhere. No, because training is always task oriented. That if you are going for training, then it will be for some specific purpose, for some specific job, and for some specific task or area. While development we can say is a long-term investment in human resources. Yes, development, because development is basically a never-ending process, and it is a continuous process which brings change in a particular, we can also say that habit, we can say lifestyle, we can say in the way one communicate, we can say in the way one behave. So development is not short term, and it is not related to any particular area or job or task. It is related to the overall personality of the employee. That what type of personality he or she bears. And if you want to bring change in that particular personality, then how the things will be happen. So training and development both are totally different concept. They are not at all interrelated. Training basically related to practical aspect, we can say, mostly. Development is not always related to practical aspect. Now, moving to the next slide. Training needs. Why? Why we need training? Why an organization should go for training? Training needs. The reason now I have connected this with that gap curve which I have shown you in the earlier PPTs, that actually we produce only 800 cars, but our target was 1000 cars. Now, the need of training arises because we want to know that why. Why?